Hey everybody, how's everybody doing? This is just a quick nightly discussion. I won't be before you long. Um, I was watching TV earlier. Well, actually earlier I was studying in my health coach class. And after that I was just winding down and trying to find some on TV, but I was like, okay, it's really time to wind down. But before I wind down and go to bed, I wanted to kind of like do a quick nightly recap or quick nightly discussion about, evaluating ourselves or observing ourselves, what we need to work on. Is it good to critique ourselves? Is it good to give ourselves feedback rather than not rather than other people, but I'm saying besides other people evaluating us and giving us feedback. Is it good for us ourselves to critique ourselves and give ourselves feedback? And you guys, I just want to go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Karen Oliver, Karen W. Commit Oliver on YouTube. Um, Women W. Women committed to life. So W is short for Women Committed to Life. W Committed to Life on the podcast. That is the podcast name. Women Committed to Life.com. That is me. That is me. That is me. So if you want to know more, I will direct you at the end of this live. Again, yes, we're talking about, evaluating ourselves. And I just want to reiterate, you guys, is that I have the Bose headphones. I was talking about the different types of microphone enabled headphones on last week because I'm trying different microphones. Well, I have like two microphone enabled headphones, and then I have two microphone USBs. And so I have the Blue Yetis, and then I have a Logitech, and then I have the Bose. And I'm going to be trying out another one next week as well. But come to find out, when I did my video on Saturday, I did a Saturday check in. If you guys didn't see it, just laid back, just talking, checking in with everybody. But it works very good, and everybody know the Bose's are have more quality and is a little bit more expensive. And so what I found out is that I didn't have it enabled. I didn't have it enabled into my computer. I didn't have the input correctly. But yes, it works very good. Um, and so I do like them, and I like the color. I don't know if you guys can see it well on YouTube. Sorry, everybody on Podbean Live. I know you probably cannot see it. Um, but yeah, I like them. I like them. And so, like I said again, talking about just a little quick recap of nightly discussion, talking about if it's okay to evaluate yourself and is it okay to critique yourself. Um, I'm going to say this right here that I'm a person because as I was watching my videos and listening to my episodes, I was just thinking about it tonight, and I was like, you know what? I always go back and I always listen to myself. I always listen to the topics, the conversations, the details on my episodes and broadcasts, and I think it's important. I don't know if anybody else does that besides me, but I do um observe myself. I do evaluate myself, and I do write down and take notes on what I can do better. I actually been working on this planner for my podcast, and definitely finna get a definitely finna get another business planner. Well, I'm finna integrate the business planner into that podcast planner, but I write down notes and I write down the topics. I write down the brainstorming. I do the brainstorming first, and I might go back and see something that I need to add. But then when I go back and I listen to my broadcast, my live broadcast, or either regular episodes that I upload, I do find some things that I'll be like, okay, well, next time I do want to change that. What I found out about me broadcasting lately is that I found some issues with broadcasting details, which like I said before, that's normal. And so um, That's why I've actually been trying to study and research more on different streaming devices. And not only that, even just the conversations, you guys, and me engaging. I also even played back the live interview broadcasting episodes that I've had when I've had guests, and how we pretty much communicated with each other, how we pretty much stayed on topic. So basically, I was checking, just listening for and observing how, whether we stayed on topic or whether we got off topic, or trying to see if there was a reason why we got off topic, because I know that there's so many, there could be several questions that's asked during the interview. So it's like, I know sometimes the topics that we do discuss and the questions that we ask sometimes correlates with other episodes or other conversations that we have already had, or other broadcasts, um, stations that we already have broadcast on. And sometimes, and most of the time, it does correlate on the new topic that we may be talking about, and that's okay. But just like listening to communication, seeing if the communication is effective, but more so, I listen to all my episodes and everything, and I always play back because I want to know if I'm repeating myself. And I have found sometimes I may be repeating myself. I know one habit that, as becoming, a speaker or a podcaster or broadcaster, because like I said, I started back in May. I want to get, for me, I want to get comfortable with speaking techniques and language. I want to, um, when conversations when I have conversation or when I'm communicating live, I want to make sure that I'm communicating effectively, and that I'm not, like I said, like I'm not repeating myself. I have found some episodes where I was repeating myself, and I think just practicing speaking. I took public speaking earlier this year. Not early this year. I'm sorry. I took public speaking last year in April, and it was very effective. And I think just studying my notes and stuff like that and practicing speaking, and like I said, I always been on social media, like especially Periscope. Um, I'm speaking a lot or communicating, and so that's practice. But it's like when you get on live or whatever, you want to make sure that you're comfortable and that you know what you're going to talk about, you know what you're going to conversate about. You want to stay focused on the topic. And again, like I said, if somehow when you're interviewing and you have guests and you get off a topic, there could be a reason why you got off the topic, and because that other topic may correlate with your current topic. But again, some of the habits, when evaluating myself, some of the habits that I found was that I was saying like I'm doing now, and like I said, listening for communication styles, like not repeating myself, being comfortable. You want to be comfortable and you want to be confident in what you're saying. So I've been, evaluating myself and writing down these things. And, I'm saying, as a podcaster, as a broadcaster, and as a teacher, and soon to be a coach, I want to make sure that my communication is effective. And guess what, you guys? On not this coming up Thursday for my episode, but next Thursday, I'm going to be talking about communication styles. And so on Thursday, I'm going to be continue to talk about entrepreneurship. So this Thursday's broadcast will be about um, entrepreneurship, how to start the business, how how to write the goal, or how to write the plan, and how do we come up with the idea. So basically, it's going to be like a beginner brainstorm for entrepreneurship. Last week we talked about youth entrepreneurship, and week before we talked about leadership. So if you have not check that out. But anyway, next Thursday, I'm going to be talking about different types of communication styles. And I think that correlates with just about, that incorporates in everything, considering our everyday life and how we communicate with each other, whether it's a business, whether we're in a business or whether we're not in a business, because we got to know how to communicate to, our family, people around us, even in a professional setting, etc. But anyway, yes, for me, I always observe myself and I evaluate myself. And so as I've been lately, I have been writing down things that I'm like, okay, I gotta work on that, or I gotta do this better. So again, like I said, for one, repeating myself. For two, like I said, when I'm speaking I said for one, the first one was equipment and sound problems. Two, I said that not repeating yourself over and over again. Three, you know, your communication style. Like I said, I found myself saying um, and I know that's very hard to do, but someone who has been speaking, speak just like someone who speaks publicly, whether they're broadcasting, whether they're speaking online or speaking in person, physically, even a professional, will tell you that they took time to um, continue to get their language correctly. And I think it comes with the territory of not I wouldn't say just being confident, because you gotta sound confident, and in your voice and in your language you want to be confident about what you're talking about, what you're speaking about, and especially when you have interviewing someone, when you have guests, when you're on live, when you're on air, like I am now. I've caught myself saying like 4 times. But again, like I always said, practice makes perfect. So for me, it is important to observe yourself, reevaluate your, I mean, excuse me, evaluate yourself and give yourself feedback, give yourself creative criticism. I remember, gosh, this was probably like a couple years back, where I had a dream that someone was giving me creative criticism. And in the dream, all I heard was that you've got to learn to accept creative criticism. And so that is very deep and that is very true. And so I always play back my videos. I always play back my episodes. And like I said, when I was doing Periscope, which I still do Periscope now, when I'm led to get on there and I have information or I just have a topic to speak about, I want to make sure that um, that my communication is effective, that I'm staying on topic, that people are engaged in what I'm talking about, and I want to be confident. You want to be confident in what you're saying, what you're putting out there. You want to be confident. And I'm thinking, not thinking, I'm for sure, I'm for certain that doing replays, because when I started in May, I was replaying and I was recording like 3 times. And I think that's something that's good to continue to keep doing, replaying your episodes before you upload them. And I have caught myself broadcasting or uploading an episode like on the first try. Before I was uploading like 2 or 3 times, where I'm just like, now I'm like, okay, after I finish recording, I'm uploading right then and there. And then when you play it back, you like, okay, well, I did that, or I repeated myself, or the sound, I couldn't hear me. And I have listened to my episodes where I couldn't hear the sound and I didn't upload it. I deleted it and I had to redo it again. So really, even recently, I would say about a month ago, even with one of the episodes, I had to redo because the sound was off. So the three things for me is equip the sound, which I pretty much got that down pat and fixed now, repeating myself, and communication style. You want to make sure that you're being confident in what you're saying, what you're saying about the topic. You want to make sure that your audience is engaged to what you're saying. So it's like if you do get off another topic and it don't correlate with your current topic, your audience is going to be thrown off. And so you want to keep your audience engaged. And so now that I'm even talking about that, again, like I said, I have notes and chapters from my public speaking class. That's something that if you've taken a class before, it's something that you can always go back to, especially if you're out there speaking, like I said, broadcasting, even if you're podcasting, even if you're not podcasting and you're teaching and you're speaking, or you're coaching, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that you are evaluating yourself and observing yourself, seeing what practice. Like I said, I'll practice. We all know that practice makes perfect. So evaluating yourself, observing yourself, accepting creative criticism, even giving your own self creative criticism and saying, okay, for instance, like me, okay, Karen, you need to work on this method, and so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna record 3 times, before we're going to record like a third final time before we upload the episode. And so I've even, said that that's something that, is good to go back and do because, you record an episode and then you want to go ahead and hurry up and upload it. And then when you play it back, you like, the sound is off. Something is working. I've even been on live where my sound have went out, and so like I said, that's normal. That comes with the territory. But yes, it is definitely important. But anyway, you guys, that is all I had for you guys. If you have any comments about the nightly discussion about evaluating yourself and observing yourself, please comment on Podbean. If you're on YouTube, you can also comment or you can send me a message about this quick little nightly discussion or whatnot. And I hope you guys have a great night wherever you are, great afternoon or great night. I will talk to you guys soon. There will be a new episode on the podcast on Thursday, the beginning of entrepreneurship. Again, if you want to know what platforms we're on, go to womencommittedtolife.com. And that's women committed, number two, life.com, number two, not the word two. And it's only one T in committed. And so, again, you see Women Committed to Life here, my YouTube viewers. You see Women Committed to Life pinned to my video. But on Podbean, you guys, again, it is Women Committed with one T, number two, life.com, women committed to life.com. And so, again, if you guys have any comments about this nightly discussion or whatnot, if anybody have any comments or whatever, or please leave your comments or whatever. You can tell me if you observe yourself and evaluate yourself or not in any work or any business or whatever that you do. But again, I hope you guys have a great night and great afternoon, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.